And this morning, staying healthy, giving more hope for kids with Down syndrome. The effort to bring more awareness and research is starting right here in Colorado. Michelle Whitten is the executive director of Global Down Syndrome Foundation. Her daughter, Sophia, has the disorder. Well, she says there's a lot of misconception when it comes to kids with Down syndrome. So what better way to bring awareness than to put them front and center in a fashion show? Some big names who will be at this year's event include Quincy Jones and many local celebrities like Nuggets Chauncey Billups. It's a way to raise awareness and also help fund more research.
So in the 1980s, the average lifespan of a person with Down syndrome was about 28. Today it's 60. And that's simply because they get proper medical care, increased improvement of medical care, and that they're not in institutions or in asylums.
Well, money raised from last year's event is already helping with current projects right now on kids with Down syndrome who have a heart defect. Tickets, by the way, are still available for the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself Jet Set Fashion Show, which is this Saturday. For more information, you can go to our website, thedenverchannel.com, and click on the big TV button. This weekend in Denver, famous folks like Quincy Jones, you see right there, along with Jamie Foxx and Chauncey Billups from the Nuggets, just to name a few there, will be taking part in this. It is the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself Jet Set Fashion Show. It raises money for the Global Down Syndrome Foundation, which supports the Linda Cernick Institute for Down Syndrome on the Anschutz Medical Center. And joining us right now is Michelle Whitten, the Executive Director of the Global Down Syndrome Foundation. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So give us a little background here. How did you start this organization or foundation? Why did you do it?
Well, my daughter Sophia was born 7 years ago, and my amnio doctor, we found out early, basically said she would probably not live past 3, gave me all sorts of wrong information. And then we said, wow, we know that there's a problem in terms of best practices of medical care. And when my parents started their family foundation, the Anna and John J.C. Foundation, we decided to make that a priority. And that's what the Linda Cernick Institute does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before, is
Yes.
that there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes
Sure.
to kids with Down syndrome. Talk about that.
Well, they're on either end of the spectrum. Oh, they're loving, they're always happy. You know, well, they're not. They're just like typical kids. They have good days, they have bad days. And also in terms of the other end, that they can't read or talk or play sports. They can do everything a typical kid can do if they're given the right early intervention and depending on their own individual capability.
Of course, researchers have also come a long way when it comes to this order. So what are some of the new things in the works right now that looks promising?
There's so much in promising research in terms of the medical piece, helping with their heart condition, helping with Alzheimer's. A lot of our kids get early onset of Alzheimer's. We're really, the problem is the National Institutes of Health. They're not funding us. We're 0.0006 of their budget, even though we're the most frequent chromosomal disorder. So part of what the Institute and the Global Down Syndrome Foundation does is advocate in Washington, D.C. for more funding.
Do you think we've come a long way, or do you still think we have a long ways to go?
I think people with Down syndrome have come a huge way because they dismantled the institutions and asylums they were in the 1990s. So their IQ points have increased, their lifespan has doubled, and that's just because they're not in inhumane places. But we've got more to do to help them even more, and we will.
So this is just the start. We were talking about the second annual. Last year was the first, a big success. We're talking, excuse me, about the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself Jet Set Fashion Show. And this is some of the video from last year. Some big names. Go ahead, you can name drop.
Oh, yeah, we're really excited. Deandra Dixon, our self-advocate's coming. Her big brother, Jamie Foxx, is coming to support her today. And we have Jeff Probst, we have Ed McCaffrey, Chauncey Billups, we have Quincy Jones, who's our international spokesperson, and Tim Shriver, who's receiving his award from Quincy. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
But I think the biggest part about this, what's cool, is you are putting the kids with Down syndrome front and center and just showcasing them, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. So we have kids with Down syndrome and some kids with other developmental disabilities because we're part of a bigger community, just strutting their stuff, 26 models that will bring down the house, and we're just so excited.
And all the money raised, where will it go?
The money goes into the basic research, behavioral research, clinical research, and then the medical care. And the medical care piece is at the Children's Hospital at the C Center there.
Okay, tickets are limited, but
yeah, we have a handful left. They're selling out really quickly.
There you go. Yeah. All right, the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself Jet Set Fashion Show is tomorrow at the Hyatt Regency at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. And to buy tickets, you can go to our website, thedenverchannel.com, and click on that big red TV button. There you'll also find a link to the Linda Cernick Institute. So find out all the information there. Thank you so much, Michelle. Good to see you.
Thank you.